And the Masters is finally here around the corner as we get ready for it. I'm so excited. I know that there's a lot of talk with Tiger and all that going on, but I'm really excited to see some good golf down in Augusta.
Well, that's something. It's the first time I think since maybe 92, 93 that Phil and Tiger both will be there, which is like a lot of people talking about that. I heard Patrick Reed mentioning how they're good for the game. It's kind of a shame they're not there, but looking forward to a wide open field this year. It should be a great Masters.
Yeah, I know, and I feel like even as of recent, Scotty's kind of been out of the news, so I feel like it is more of an open field than we've had in recent years.
He's the favorite. He should be the favorite, but I'm not picking him to win this year. I'll tell you that. But there's a lot of very intriguing stories heading into the Masters this year.
Yeah. So why don't we get right into it? What do you want to start with? You want to talk about?
I'll tell you what. We'll start with I'll do the favorites. So I'll just start with like some long shots, some rookies. If you're looking for some value, that kind of thing. So there's 3 rookies I'm talking about. Chris Gotterup had a great season actually. I heard somebody mention that he swings like, I think it was Brandel Shamley said the guy swings like Jack Nicklaus,
which is a good compliment.
Check. Okay. So there you go. And he's playing some great golf right now. So he's a guy at plus 5,500 that if you want to get some value, he could be as a rookie. Jacob Bridgman, another rookie this year, plus 8,000. He's the best putter on tour. Okay. So putting is so crucial at Augusta. And this week conditions, no rain. It's going to be F&F fast and firm. So should be a great setup. He should be great. And Jacob has 4 top 10s already this year. So he's coming in hot. He's a great putter. That bodes well for Augusta. So at plus 8,000, that's a good deal.
That's a good value.
I like Ben Griffin's another guy. He's been consistent for the past year. He's got 2 wins last year. And I feel like this is a kid that might be poised to make some noise at Augusta this year.
Ooh, I like the poised to make some noise. Now, I do want to point out to the bet heads out there, if you're new to betting on the Masters and things like that, well, Doc has been betting on the Masters for quite a bit of time, but I do want to share some stats that I caught that I thought were very interesting. Over the past 7 years, the last 7 Master winners started out at 16-1 odds or in that area. So long shots aren't, out of the norm here for the green jacket. And I want to make sure that pay attention throughout the weekend because, you could put bets down before the weekend starts, of course, but, the Saturday, we'll say once the cut is made.
Rolling bets come on,
right? And a thing you want to keep your eye out for is the par 5s. Whoever dominates the par 5s usually dominates the course. It's a 7,555 yard course long. So those long courses, the ball striking ability, that's why you see people like DeChambeau up near those higher end favorites because he's going to be able to reach those longer ends, those longer yardage shots in less shots. Maybe not like he used to. He's definitely toned back his distance a little bit, but
with being firm though, also that's going to give some of the shorter guys a little more roll, a little more length,
a little more play. Actually,
right? Exactly. And that, then you get some of the guys that might have the better short game. They can get there and work on their short game. That's where they have a chance to do some damage.
Yes. So. I now back to my par 5 thing though. I do want to point out in 2022 when Scotty Scheffler won, he went 11 under on par 5s on the weekend. 2024, he went 8 under on par 5s. In 2023, the winner, John Rahm, went 10 under on par 5. So again, just pay attention to the par 5s throughout the weekend. And those are the favorites, but some other names, like you were saying, some rookies to look out for. Some names I'm really interested in is Victor Hovland. I know I think Victor is more of a fan favorite to me, but he feels like he's almost like that Ricky Fowler type where he's got to break through eventually. It's just if it will happen.
Yep.
And another name that's been bouncing off the page that's kind of higher is Ludwig Adberg. Yep. He's a guy that I'm looking to be successful this weekend, as well as Xander Schauffele, who's coming off of a couple of hot low-key tournaments with the what was it, the Players or the Valspar, one of those two recently. Not the Players, I think it was the Valspar where Schauffele finished in, I think, like the top 10. So I think that he's going to have a good weekend as well this weekend. And the odds going into it, let me give you your favorites, by the way. And Doc, if anything you want to share, feel free to jump in.
Well, I'm a little concerned about Schauffele because he had some back issues early in the season. He seems to be fine now, but that's the same reason I'm probably not going to go with Colin Morikawa.
That's the big news going into the weekend was him and he said he's going to play through it, but I don't know if that's is that beneficial to any bettors out there, or is it beneficial to him at all anyways?
I'm going to give you an extra play here, okay? Nikolai Hogard, okay? He's plus 5,500. Did you know? Would you be interested if a guy you can tell? I said he's top 25 in total strokes gained, approach, total strokes gained, putting and driving, and he had the lead on Saturday, deep into Saturday last year. Okay,
Really?
So
What was this guy's name again?
Nikolai Hogard.
Nikolai Hogard. Okay, I see.
5,500. He is a guy I would keep an eye on him. Again, he had a great. He came close last year and then kind of faltered. Still finished, I think, top 20. But his game is in great form right now. He showed he can play at this course, and he's ready for a big weekend, I think, this year.
I'm excited to see one of these, like, not no names. I don't want to say no names. These are all professional golfers.
Sure.
They could all easily smoke me in golf. You know, there's no. I don't hold. What is the term?
I would say all of us. They could smoke all of us in golf.
Yeah.
Okay?
So I'm not trying to say anyone's bad here, but I'm excited to hear some of these newer players, newer golfers that aren't usually in the mix on a Sunday to get back in there. And that's a good stat, the Hogard stat of him being deep into that Saturday lead. It's stuff like that. It's almost like when you could compare it to like the playoffs in other sports,
right,
where it's like a clutch factor or being able to perform when the lights are the brightest, essentially. Maybe Hogard wasn't able to do it last year, but that experience is helpful for a time like this year.
He learned again, like you say, he's top 25 in almost every category on tour right now with everybody. So, and that's not just putting, but it's approaching, driving. He's got it all right now. So he's a good, that's great value at 5,500 right there.
Okay. And I do want to let people know the, Rory McIlroy, the winner of last year's Master, he has been dealing with some back issues going into the Masters this weekend. So just keep an eye on that. He is still high up there on the odds list, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. So Rory is plus 1,300. The thing is about Rory is only 3 guys have gone back to back. The big names. It's very difficult to do. Think about last year. He finally won after 11 tries to get the Grand Slam. He finally completed the Grand Slam, it was very emotional. Great historic moment.
Right.
I'm gonna find it hard to believe he can match that this year with the back issues. So again, I'm that's one of the guys I'm saying, okay, cross some of those favorites off to see if he gets some better value down the board.
I threw flyers on a couple of guys like the big names, the Scotty, the Rory, the Bryson DeChambeau, like about a month or two ago, just because I was like, I knew the Masters was coming up, so I threw a couple of flyers out there. But now, as we get closer, I'm kind of staying away from Rory. Like you were just saying, going back to back. In any sport, let alone, the Masters, an individual sport where so many people are talented.
3 guys have done it. So it's not,
even
Scotty Scheffler couldn't do it. So,
right. And on top of that, Rory fought so hard to just win one, let alone going back to back. It's very unlikely. I will say for Rory to finish in the top 10, it's even plus 110 currently as I look at the odds. Those are subject to change, but I think those are good odds. Maybe if you think that he's going to perform highly in the top 10, but again, with the back issues, I'm kind of staying away from Rory. I like Adberg. I like Schauffele for those big names, but
I'm going to go with Adberg. Again, he's been great the last 2. Last 2, he's been top 10. So he's top 10 in 24 and 25. So he likes his course. He's played well. If you watch him like we do in TGL, he's one of the stars. He's playing some great golf right now.
He played great with the Bay Golf Club this year. And I think that he has a really good chance. And I'm actually excited again to see it's still a small sample size, but how these TGL players perform in majors and stuff like that, like almost like a spring training is the way I see it. So we'll see how that works out. But Doc, real quick, that's really all we have for our Masters coverage. Tell us about Pebble. How was your trip?
Pebble Beach was fantastic. Second time I've been there in 5 years. A friend had a retirement, so went out. The weather was spectacular. They were above average temperature-wise, so it was 75 and sunny. We got to play Pebble on a perfect summer day, Spyglass on a perfect summer day. We stayed at Spanish Bay, which is under construction right now. They're going to be down for 13 months, but that's going to come back next April. But just amazing. It's everything. Pebble Beach is everything you think it is and more. It exceeds my expectations every time I go there. So,
well, I'm excited
for the Mecca.
I'm excited for the Masters this weekend. I'm excited for the next major, so we can get you back on the show again. It's going to be
quickly. Tommy Fleetwood.
Yep.
Another guy I think you want to look at. First tee to green and third around the green. So he's the guy that might be another one of the guys you talk about that could be very close to breaking through. And since we're getting ready to wrap up, my pick this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. We didn't even say.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh,
he's been so close. In fact, it's funny. Last year he was playing with Rory, and he got upset that Rory wasn't actually talking on that Sunday. Right, they're playing, and Rory's all business, like he's trying to wrap up his,
right. Rory's
Grand Slam.
Rory's got a little bit on his mind,
and Bryson wanted a little chummy. So, but I think Bryson learned from that. That basically, okay, look, maybe he just wasn't. I think he was almost too congenial. No, you got to be Bryson. Go after it like you do with Brooks Koepka. And I think he's going to have that magic this year and that fire, and he's going to win it.
I'm going to go with Adberg as my winner. And I do want to share, I rewatched Tiger's Masters from 2019, and Tony Finau did the same thing because he was grouped with Tiger in that match. And he went up to him and was like, how are the kids or whatever? And Tiger's like, they're good.
They're good.
And that was the last thing they
playing
said
golf
all day.
It's the Masters.